This is salvageable. Even though I lost the wrong side because this game, I don't know, for some reason decided to stick its head up its ass. Hey guys! I'm Rod the Fox and welcome back to From the Depths. I almost said Terratech. Yeah, that would make perfect sense. Well, this time we are going to be continuing work on the Dreadnought, and well, this time around I'll be able to show you guys exactly what the hell I have planned. But, oh my god, look how much cheaper it is. Like, I believe before I chopped off the bottom section, this was closer to around 2 million, and now it's less than 1.5. I mean, sure, it's over a million, it's still over a million resources, but still, it's a lot cheaper. And hurry up and load, for God's sake. But yeah, I'll be able to show you guys exactly what the hell I've been referring to, but I do need to measure the sides. I need to try and figure out exactly how I'm gonna measure this. Okay, I think I have the right measurements that I need. I just hope I actually managed to calculate it correctly. And so I'm going to get this section constructed, and then I'll show you guys exactly what I've been rumbling on about. I was going to come up with a different word, but then my brain decided to leave me. I think it would be helpful if I actually had the friggin' mirror on. Okay guys, quick thing I need to let you guys know about. These hallways up here going across, I'm going to need to make those a lot shorter. And so that means this section here might go. But that depends on just how much these hallways need to be shortened. Now, I'm not sure exactly how much these hallways would need to be shortened. That's just something I need to figure out. But they will be shortened regardless. And once I get that figured out and I get everything properly measured, I will let you guys know that straight away. Guys, I got bad news. Will you guys see this green block? Everything where this green block is and to the right of it has to be chopped. I'm not too particularly happy about it, but it's something I know I have to do. Because, well, this does need to be a lot lighter than what it is. Because, as I mentioned in a previous episode, for as impressive as what it is, it's just simply that. It's way too heavy. And for me to continue going, it's either become one or two things. You either become way too heavy and unusable, or the upfront cost or the cost of resources to keep it going will be up so high that it wouldn't be worth actually putting into the campaign. Because that's what I have to keep in mind here. Because, like, since centralized resource is gone, we don't have the thing where we're able to build large ships. Because with centralized, you have one big pool of resources shared against all the ships that you have spawned in. Which honestly, compared it to localized, it may not be as accurate, but personally, it's honestly more fun to do. Because you're like, okay, I have this big pool of resources, let's see what we can do with them, and let's see just how big of a ship we can actually bring in. And I like that freedom. I like the freedom of, like, saying, hey, we have, like, an X number of resources here. That looks so damn sad. Let's use what we got, and let's have fun with it. But now that that's gone, and all we have is localized resource, it's like, okay, we only have so many resources here to play with each individual ship. We can't make these too expensive, or it's going to be extremely hard on the resources. We need to make sure that we keep all affordability in mind. Because if we make one thing that's too expensive, then that's going to be taking up most of the resources that we have, and that's not what we want. Because honestly, when I heard the news of localized, centralized resources, I should say, being removed, I was legitimately annoyed. I can remember when I first heard the news, I was like, why the hell would they do that? Because I honestly like the option of like choosing between either centralized or localized. Because when it comes to games, especially something like this, having multiple different options is never a bad thing. That's why generally difficulty selection is in games, because you want to give players like something more easier they can handle. They can choose one option. If they want a bit more of a challenge, they can choose another option. And that's what I felt that localized and centralized resources were. One was a bit more of a challenge because you had to manage all the resources of each individual ship, while the other one, where you're just given a big centralized pool of resources being shared across everything, I thought that one was a bit more easier and a bit more fun to do, because you were given a bit more freedom on what you could actually bring in, or what you could viably bring into the game, because, well, resource storages wasn't such a big factor that you had to consider. I mean, sure, yes, you had to factor in resource storages regardless, but as I mentioned, they weren't so mandatory as it is for localized. But on the other hand, I can also see why they moved it, because they wanted something a bit more realistic, which that makes sense. I can see why they did that, but still, there's a lot of people I'm certain that used centralized resources. I know one YouTuber right off the top of my head right now that used it. I'm certain Latrix did. And I mean, he is a big, and I mean big Fun to Deaths player. I mean, he's been playing the game a lot longer than I have. In fact, I'm not kidding when I say this. He's the reason why I got into this game in the first place. Because I watched his videos and I always thought that what I seen from this game was always like really interesting. It's like I played games like Minecraft before. I could be Minecraft. I played a bit of StarMade before. What's the game? Cube World, I think. I think it was Cube World. There's like a little white cuboid people into it. I mean, there wasn't much you could do with regard to the story, but hey, it was fun. And if I get into talking about Maple Story 2, I think I will cry. Because, if I must be honest, me finding out when that game shut down, that hit me. That legitimately hit me. Because that's the first ever game that I ever found out about and started playing just from watching the worldwide release trailer, the one that used Pink Zebra Climb Higher. The funny thing is, after I seen the trailer, I looked up that song because I liked the beat to it, and I never knew who did it until I found out that it was by them, and my jaw hit the floor because there's a song, Larger Than Life, that I heard from them a little while ago prior to that release. And so when I heard it, I was like, what? And like my brain just like stopped working. I mean, it was nuts. It was legitimately nuts. And I need to make sure to keep enough of this here, because when I chopped this off, I believe when I could only do so much of it, which is why I'm leaving some of this here. I believe it was around here, like around the middle section. This thing actually needs to be copied into 2 separate pieces. That's how big it is. But yeah, like I've been saying, I absolutely loved Maple Story 2 like that. I mean, I'm all for people's opinions, but I don't know what to say to the people that were saying that the game was trash or whatever. I mean, well, I will say that the combat controls is a bit simple. I mean, you could just hold down the button and it would just fight for you. But I always like tapping the button because, well, it gave me a little bit more personal involvement. It sounds weird, but I mean, yeah, I absolutely loved every single aspect of that damn game. I mean, the combat system was amazing. The XP mechanic was awesome. Like, there's a reason why it struck me funny when I found out that the game was shutting down, because I put no money into that game. I never paid a cent. So everything that I'm saying is coming from my own personal experience with it. And Yeah, as you guys could tell from how I'm talking, like, wow. Like, I honestly still, like, can't quite believe that that game is gone. Like, my brain is just like, what? Like, it can't properly process it. Well, with that over with, I got a section I need to copy. Oh, for freak's sake. Well, guys, now to finish the job. And the reason why the ship looks like this, because I had to use the back section to help mark out where I'm going to be building the front section. Because the prefab maker only goes out to 100 blocks, which I don't know why it's like that, but yeah, and for some reason it does this. I don't know, like, what? It's weird. Well, here goes the right section as it slowly... Wait. No! Wrong section, damn you. Okay, guys, all is not lost. This is salvageable. Even though I lost the wrong side because this game, I don't know, for some reason decided to stick its head up its ass and delete the wrong friggin' side for some dumbass reason. I think I am still able to do this by doing this. Since that prefab stuff gets mirrored when it's placed, I hope this works. Because I tried it before, but the mirror center was put out too far, so it put out the left side too far. Oh my sweet Jesus, it worked. It actually worked, what the hell? Now I just need to add on the front section. It's official, the new Dreadnought body has been, well, almost completed. Oh my god, that looks weird. But I will finish these hallways up because, well, I'm gonna need to, because right now they look like absolute garbage. I don't know what the hell happened here. Okay, so that's that there. Huh? This stuff here, like along the sides where I was rebuilding the hallways makes sense. But this stuff here, none of that is missing, and that's, what the hell? That's an easy fix though. I would honestly keep that design, but, I mean, it looks kind of cool how it's like a stripe going down, but I'm here for cleanliness and defense, damn it. So right now, I'm going to replace all the missing pieces, and then I'm going to get to work on rebuilding the hallways, so say repairing them. There's a friggin' like small moth like flying around, and it's going to drive me nuts. Okay, now I got the missing blocks replaced. It's time to deal with these hallways and get these fixed up. Alright guys, I'm just getting the first hallway section done up here, and there is going to be a bit of work that I'm going to have to do, especially with the back ones. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely rebuild this one, and then I'm going to tear down the back ones and use a copy of this one. I think that's going to be the quicker approach to doing this, because if I were to like rebuild this one after another, I think that would just be way too much of a time-taking process, because there's 4-meter beams that I had to replace here for 3-meter ones to make sure everything lined up correctly. I also had to like replace all the missing beams. Yeah, it took a bit longer than I originally expected. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And with regards of what I said last episode about like properly having everything reconnected, or at least having it look like reconnected, I'm not sure if I'm still gonna go through with that idea or not, if I must be honest. Because if memory serves me correctly, these hallways was connected the way that they are now. They all had like flush walls on them, so I think I'm going to stick with that. So, I mean, it worked well before, it should work well again now. And with regards to these slope sections, I will be redoing those, that's a given. And in my rambling, there's actually the first hallway section completed. Oh yeah, I want to show you guys something, because I know you guys seen it earlier. It's the street section back here. Now, what I'm planning on doing is having 4 of these. Basically, wherever there's a hallway section, have one of these braces going across, top and bottom. And these would be the same width as the hallway sections themselves, giving a bit of extra structure, as well as a bit of extra defense. Because in these, I might actually put in the AI systems, so that's going to need to be protected. So now I'm going to be deleting this one. I'm going to copy the front one, and then I'm going to paste over these ones. Oh, and I also had to move the door down as well, but yeah, that was a little bit annoying. Because I have to take... Where's the door? Seriously? Where's the door? Here we are. I have to take this right here. Now to open this up, if I can remove the proper beams. And you guys see where these doors are placed. I had to shift these down, and apparently in here... I want to show you guys something. I thought they're metal beams. Apparently not. Apparently these are just slopes. So yeah, I'm going to open these parts up, replace all the hallways with the new ones, and I'll get back to you guys, and then I think that might be the end of the episode there, because, well, we managed to get quite a significant amount of work done, and I'm honestly satisfied with it, because, I mean, well, once this is done, believe it or not, but there's not much left to do with this ship. Because once I get these hallways redone, then it's just a matter of replacing thrusters and adjusting the engines. That's it. So I'll tear off these old hallway sections and I'll get back to you guys once I replace them with the new ones. Well, putting in these doors shouldn't be too difficult. Alright guys, I got the doorways redone. Now I just need to repaste the hallways and I think that will be it. Well, getting these hallways in should be a little easier because I have the upper door frames here, the old ones, and I can use as guides. Okay, this might actually be more difficult than I originally thought. On second thought, maybe not. And there's the hallway sections put in. Now, next time I will be replacing all these beams and cleaning all of this up so everything looks nice and clean as it did once before. And I'm also going to be putting in more of the rings that you guys see that I put in this placeholder. They are on the bottom. And I'm also going to be placing in more thrusters so this thing can actually fly. And above all else, that's one thing I really want to see because, well, all previous attempts at trying to get this blasted thing to fly haven't exactly been successful. But anyway, raise the like button from the depths if you guys enjoyed, subscribe, ring a bell if you guys want to see more stuff like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Later guys! This ship is coming along really nicely, if I must be honest. Now, here's one thing I just realized. What the hell am I exactly going to do about weapons? That's something for me to think about.